Ukraine is celebrating the Volunteer Day. Russian missiles attacked civilian buildings in Kramatorsk and kindergarten in Odessa. New advances of Russian troops in the southern part of Bakhmut. This is What About Ukraine channel, day 384, 14th of March 2023. Ukraine is celebrating its own Volunteers Day. It's not the same as International Day of those who support people. This one is about those people who took their own decision to stand on defense of their native country, Ukraine. UkrOboronProm started producing 125 mm projectiles for tank guns. This is already the second ammunition, the production of which the enterprises of the concern launched in close partnership with a NATO country abroad. By order of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, the first batch of 125 mm projectiles for T-64, T-72 and T-80 tanks with which the Security of Defense Forces of Ukraine hit the invaders has already been delivered. The International Tribunal in The Hague opens two war crimes cases against Russia, reported the New York Times. Currently, we are talking about the first two cases, which concern the abduction of children and attacks on peaceful infrastructure. It's not revealed who exactly may be charged, but the mass media point out that it could be Putin himself, since the court doesn't recognize the immunity of the head of state in cases related to war crimes and crimes against humanity. Another missiles attack happened today in territory of Odessa region and Kramatorsk from Donetsk region. At 8:30 a.m., estimated was fixated a missile hit residential building in Kramatorsk. Locals report that there are people under the rubble, and one dead, at least three injured, six high-rise buildings damaged. After 2 hours, another attack happened in Odessa region. Here, air defense system done work well. Two cruise missiles were hit. The fragments from the missiles fell near the embankment on the territory of the kindergarten. Thank God there were no victims or injured. And now let's take a look on situation in the city of Bakhmut. The situation around Bakhmut and its district remains steadily difficult and is becoming increasingly challenging with each passing day. The enemy's semi-encirclement is narrowing due to their advancement from the south in the private housing sector. Artillery is heavily targeting and leveling small homes. From what we know for sure, which comes from defenders on the front lines, the enemy either established supply lines for ammunition or redirected all available resources to this direction to push against Ukrainian defense. As for the combat operations, the enemy attempts to conduct offensive actions towards Bogdanivka, Grigorivka, Orikhovo-Vasilievka in search of weak points in defense. The Russians are trying to approach the Azom plant and intensify their pressure on the southern part of the city. Footage in free access can show the damage to the area from aerial strikes. The enemy is closing in through the private sector, coming very close to Kersunsky Street. Moving forward, we observe the enemy's attempts to move along the international E40 highway towards Kramatorsk and Slavyansk. Most likely, the primary objective is to make a massive encirclement of the Siverskiy district, reach the Liman from the south, while the enemy's grouping presses from the east. Thus, the massive encirclement of all Ukrainian military forces in this direction can be completed. However, as we know, the desire is one thing, but to fight against Western armored vehicles and tanks that will arrive in the possessions of Ukrainian defense forces is another matter. And this is all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, smash like button, and leave your comments below the video. For those who want to support our channel, there are several links in the description. Eternal memory to every hero, every heroine of Ukraine who gave their lives for the liberation of Ukraine from Russian aggressors. Glory to all defenders, to everyone who helps on the front lines and in the rear. And glory to Ukraine and Slava Ukraini!